The most important work of your life is the work you do within your soul. This is Home Improvement for the Soul.
Hello, and welcome to Home Improvement for the Soul. I am Maddie Cheers, and I am very grateful that you are here with me today because we are in the week of Thanksgiving, my favorite week. I love this holiday. Don't you love this holiday? There's no gifts, there's just eating. One of the most important things to be grateful for, especially in this world now that we have food, an abundance of food here where we live. So what I want to do today is share with you the Thanksgiving address of the Haudenosaunee, or what they call that which comes before all else. They're very careful to point out, and I believe I pointed this out in my series on the Great Law of Peace, that what led to the wars was them losing this ceremony. To them, the Thanksgiving address, that which comes before all else, puts us in a state of mind where we wouldn't want to go to war. And when they forgot to continue doing this every day, to continue to remind themselves to be grateful for what they had and not worried about what they didn't have, they fell into greed and jealousy. And it was the greed and the jealousy that led to the wars and led to them forgetting all their other ceremonies. And without those ceremonies to remind them, the wars continued until the peacemaker came to end them. So, the Thanksgiving address starts with the people, and it starts with us people, not because we're the best. We're on the bottom of the ladder. You kind of view this as a ladder going up to the Creator. We're on the bottom because we're the only ones that forget stuff. A deer does not forget how to be a deer. It's always a deer. Grows up to be a deer. Follows its instructions on being a deer, right? Doesn't grow up to be a chipmunk. So we are the ones that forget. And when we forget, we create problems for ourselves and for the people around us. When we forget those original instructions to be grateful for what we have and not worried about what we don't have, to treat each other with kindness and respect, and to live in loving communities where we love each other, where we show our love to each other. When we forget all of that, we get in big trouble. Right? So, I'm going to do this with permission and actually at the request of several of my Haudenosaunee teachers, because especially Tom Porter feels that if we can spread the Thanksgiving address around the world, if we can get more and more people to focus on what they are grateful for, what the Creator has given us in the natural world, including us. This is also sometimes called greetings to the natural world. Because if we can remember what we have here in the natural world to be grateful for, then it can elevate us every day. It can clear our mind. It can make us think with the good mind and the good heart. It can lead us away from the selfishness that gets us into trouble, into conflict, and prevents us from listening to each other and respecting each other. So, the Thanksgiving address. To all of the people, to those I know and to those I don't know, to those who are of service and those who choose not to serve, to all of the people, the ones who show kindness and respect and the ones who have forgotten how to show that. To all of the people, the wonderful mothers and fathers who care for their children, and to those who do not. And to all of those beautiful children who remind us of our obligation to look out for the next 7 generations in every decision we make. We should consider how it will affect them. To all of the people, to those who love us and to those who hate us, to all of the people, our human family, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To the great Mother Earth, the best mother that there is, she always provides for us. Whether we treat her with respect or not, she was always there, is always there, trying to give to us. Sometimes her lessons to us are harsh because she has to remind us of how to treat the world and take care of the earth so that it is here for everyone, for always, until the great sun goes out. To the great Mother Earth, the best mother that there is, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To the wonderful and most beautiful waters of the world, the sweet waters that quench our thirst and the thirst of all the plants and all the animals, they do not discriminate. They are not looking at the color of the lips that are drinking the water. They are just following their instructions to quench the thirst of all of those who are thirsty. To the great salt waters who remind us of our connection, our deep belonging to the Mother Earth. When we cry tears of joy or tears of sorrow, when we work hard and we sweat, all these tears, all of our sweat, all of it is the same salt water that makes up all the great oceans and all the great seas of the world. We are 70% water, just as the earth is 70% water. So to the water within us, to the water around us, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To the beautiful creatures of the water, many of whom give up their lives for us so that we have food. Many of these creatures keep the waters clean for all of us, always following their instructions. To the great whales who keep the memory of when life was first presented here on earth. To all these beautiful creatures of the waters who serve each other and who serve us and who remind us to be of service. To all of the creatures of all of the waters of the world, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To the most magnificent plants of the world, to the plants who provide us with medicine, the ones that provide us with food, the ones that provide us with beauty. They provide us with everything that we need, including the air that we breathe. To these wonderful green people who are always here for us, always giving to us and to others, to all the creatures of the world. To these beautiful plants, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To those wonderful human plant keepers, the ones who remember how to take the plants and turn them into the medicines that we need for every single illness that we have, the Creator has placed a plant here that can heal us. And these beautiful people remember how to use those plants in every community, in every place on this earth. There are the plant keepers that know how to make the medicines and that hand down that knowledge generation after generation so that we all can be healed in connection with the plants that the Mother Earth provides. To those wonderful human beings who remember how to grow food that is nourishing and healthy, that has in it all of the things that we need and that the other creatures of the world need. To all of those people who know how to find the wild foods that we need, who teach us how to forage so that we too can find the foods that we need. To all of these wonderful, amazing human beings who keep the knowledge of the plants for all of us and share it, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To the creepers and the crawlers, to the little ones, to the earthworms, to the bees, to the butterflies, to the dragonflies, to the spiders who weave the web of life, who remind us that we are just a thread in the web, and what we do to the web, we do to ourselves. And when we look at that beautiful spider web glistening in the sunlight, or sometimes in the moonlight, we know that we are part of something beautiful that connects us all. Even if we are afraid of those little spiders sometimes, they are there to remind us and to take care of our gardens. When we talk about the bees and the butterflies and the dragonflies and all of the flying creatures, they're there to help spread life, the plant life throughout the world that we all need, that all creatures need. When we think about the worms that make the very dirt that we need to put the plants into. All of these little earth keepers, the ones we know, the ones we don't know, the ones we're afraid of, the ones we think are beautiful, to all of them, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To the magnificent four-legged creatures, to the ones who are our pets, who give to us unconditional love and remind us of the way we should be giving love to each other. To the four-leggeds who give up their lives for us, for food and for nourishment. To all the four-leggeds who have teachings for us, even the predators. They show us never kill more than you need, never take more than you need. This way there is enough for everybody. And when we recognize, as they do, that there is enough for everybody, then there is no need to fight. To all of the great four-legged creatures, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To the standing tall people, the great tree people, the ones who provide us with shade on a hot day, all the ones that provide us with food that we can keep year-round, all of the beautiful tree people who carry our words to the Creator, who take those words that we say, whether they are harsh words, cruel words, or beautiful words. They take those words to the Creator and remind us to think about what is it that we want the Creator to hear come out of our mouths. And no matter what they are, what those words are, the trees turn those words into the breath of life. They transmute all of this into what gives us life here on earth. To all of the wonderful standing tall people, the tree people, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To the wonderful birds, to the beautiful, magnificent birds, the ones who sing songs that greet us in the morning and remind us to be happy to be alive. There is nothing so beautiful as the bird songs in the morning. And those beautiful songs remind us that we can start our day singing like we used to, like our ancestors did. And when we start our day singing, everyone around us knows how much we appreciate this life that we have, this very brief and very beautiful life. To the great birds that fly so high, the eagle, the hawk, the falcon, all the birds that remind us of seeing into the future, what some call eagle vision, seeing everything as one, all of us as one, seeing clearly all the beauty that we have and that we are a part of here on earth. To all of the great feathered people, to all of the birds, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To the great four winds, which blow with such power all around the world. Sometimes the four winds can do things that are so destructive and frightening, but they always have a purpose for that. Sometimes things have to be set aside so that new things can be built. The four winds that have the power to change the seasons, that remind us that we are connected to that power through our breath. Every breath that we take has the power of the four winds. Every breath that we take connects us to all the other living, breathing creatures and all of those green ones and tall ones that give us the air that we breathe. To the great four winds, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To the thunderers, to the ones who bring the rains that renew the waters of life here on earth, to the ones who send their lightning bolts out that cleanse the air that we all have to breathe, to the thunderers who speak with a loud voice and remind us there are things more powerful than we are. And that these thunderers, these voices of power, connect us all and remind us that we should be humble in the face of this process of renewal and refreshment. These thunderers that see to it that all the earth can survive, that is power. And they remind us that we can find our place within that power of refreshment and renewal. To the great thunderers, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To the great sun, our old brother sun, grandfather sun, some even call grandmother sun, but to this great and powerful, beautiful, shining orb in the sky that lights all the fires of life here on earth. No sun, no us. When the sun goes out, and it will one day, there will be no more earth, and we will all become a memory. And the sun reminds us that we should be a beautiful memory to the universe, to the Creator, a memory of light and love. To the great sun, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To our wonderful grandmother moon, the leader of the women, she guides the birth of our children. She keeps the world in balance. She pulls the oceans back and forth. None of us have that power, but we are only here because of her power to hold this world in balance, to guide the birth of our children, to guide us home, to remind us of the constantly changing phases of all of our lives, to show us the moon shadow, the light in the darkness, and to remind us that we have our own lives to live in phases, and that we can be the light in the darkness for others, just as she is for us. To the great-grandmother moon, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To the beautiful stars in the sky, we are stardust and we are golden. Thank you, Joni Mitchell. We are of the same substance as those stars. Some of the light we look at in the night comes from stars that are no longer here. They are our oldest ancestors reminding us that our light can live on long after we are gone, if we are the light. To these beautiful ancestors, there is nothing more beautiful, more awe-inspiring than a star-filled sky at night. To the beautiful stars in the sky, our oldest ancestors, and to all of our ancestors, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. To the most magnificent four sacred powers of the universe, these four mysterious beings, these four mysterious energies that come to assist the Creator when we have forgotten our way. They manifest here as the enlightened teachers, these brilliant teachers that teach us how to live in peace and harmony with each other, with all of nature. They come generation after generation. Whenever we have forgotten, they are here to remind us how to keep the world in balance and how to treat each other with love and with kindness. To all of the enlightened teachers, from the past, the present, and the future, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love, and now our minds and our hearts are one. And finally, to the Creator within us, the Creator around us, the all that is all, God, the great womb of the universe, the great mystery, the great spirit, whatever name you choose to give, this great source of love and light that brought this all into being. Everything we know as life, everything that has come before in this declaration, to the great Creator, for the miracle of being alive, we send to you our deepest, heartfelt greetings, our most sincere gratitude and thanks, and our deepest, deepest love. And now our minds and our hearts are one. If there is anyone I have forgotten, it was not my intention to do so. And so to all of the forgotten, you are now remembered. And to all of you, we send our greetings, our thanks, and our love. And now our minds and our hearts are one. Haho hanhankatu mitakwiyasi, shalom, wanishi, nyawe goa, sat nam, o Mateo, amen. Whatever words you choose to end your prayers, to end this ceremony, they are yours. Whatever words you choose past this time, if you choose to use the great law of peace, if you choose to use the beautiful Thanksgiving address in your life to come, you make it your own. That's one of the most beautiful things about oral tradition, about not writing things down in books, is that we can create it in the moment, in the way it has the most meaning for each of us and the most meaning to the people around us. So I thank you very much for your time. And I'm going to go on now to share a poem with you. And this poem comes from my book, which will be out in mid-January. Because, if I don't say a word about this book, all of my friends will be upset with me. But I do love this book. It's called The Mandala Meditations. And it is, I believe, messages from the divine about us and how we're supposed to live. I don't even believe this. I know this, which is why it is out there and it will be out there. But I do want to read you this poem. It's called Unity Sings. And this came to me, I don't know when, because I have a tendency not to date the poems. But I've been doing them for 20 years, so this is one. We sing the night to sing in the day, to let the young ones go out to play. This play is the language of open heart. This play is the beating of our true art. This play is devoured by the unkind. This play is designed for humankind. We love and we work in roundabout ways, and our heart's desires add to the haze. The heart's desires are real and they're fake. These human requests can lead to the breaks, these breaks from without, these breaks from within. They sing out of light. They sing out of sin. These breaks from without, these breaks from within, they sing of the holy, a world without sin. These humblest of voices, these lowest of sounds, are those that can free you and see you rebound from all that you thought you never could be. This thought is from all who cannot truly see. The power within, the shining of grace, it comes from this time, yet some other place. This graceful alignment that sings in your soul is what you can hear now and what makes you whole. This graceful alignment, this song of your soul, is what can now lift you beyond human goals. Beyond the too normal, beyond the too feared, this fearfulness listens and makes it all clear that here in this time and here in this place, you find your true normal is born of true grace. So empty the stomach of need and desire and seek what will lift you up higher and higher. This seeking is true. This seeking is one that breaks your heart open and shines out the sun. By breaking and breaking again and again, you find the soul's mission. No need to pretend. This mission is light. This mission is love. This unity sings a true song from above. Amen. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful Thanksgiving full of love and gratitude and taking a little time to think about those who are in need and maybe even help those who are in need. Thank you. I wish you all a beautiful week of peace, love, joy, and happiness. See you soon. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you for joining us for Home Improvement for the Soul. If you'd like more information, please go to womensoneness.com or maddiecheers.com. That's womensoneness.com or maddiecheers.com. See you on the next episode.